This is part 3 of activity 1.3.3, constraining a sketch. As you can see on the screen, this is the final part that we have to create. And in order for us to do that, we're going to start in step number 16 right here on Project Lead the Way, activity 1.3.3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find this figure number 9, and I'm going to constrain it to come up with this part. So I'm going to start by creating a new part on my XY plane. And I'm going to start with this line right here. I'm going to start with line number 2, then 3, and then 4. This is 5. So this one I'm going to do it a little bit crooked. And then I'm going to do this line over here. Then this line. Then this line. This. Right here. And then I'm going to close it up. So as you can see, this shape doesn't look really like exactly the same as this one, figure 9, but it's really close. So the important thing here is for us to apply the constraints. So the way for you to see what constraints automatically apply to our sketch, you have to hit or press F8. So it will show you the constraints. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start applying constraints. So the first one is I'm going to apply the fixed constraint on the bottom, line number 1. So it won't allow it to move. The next constraint is I'm going to make these two, line number 9 and 3, collinear. So they're going to be at the same level. Now I'm going to do, there's 2 ways. If you want, you can do this line perpendicular to this one, or let's see if these 2 lines parallel, it will do exactly the same thing. Okay. Also, I want these 2 segments, this one and this one, to be equal. Also, I want these 2 to be equal. But hold on, I need to make this line vertical, and also these 2 equal. The last, one of the last constraints that I'm going to apply is I want line number 4 and line number 8 to be perpendicular. So as you can see, all the constraints were applied, and the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to build a construction line. And the way to do it is you click right here, construction, and then select line. You're going to find the midpoint of the line on top, number 6. So you click, and then you find the midpoint on the line number 1. When you find it, you click, you insert your line, right click, and then click OK. So as you can see, the construction line is not vertical, so we're going to apply the vertical constraint to make it vertical. So I'm going to go ahead and click here, the line, and it will adjust. That's what I like for constraints, so you don't really need to bother doing those things, because Inventor will do it for you. I'm going to do another construction line right here, and the midpoint of line number 2. Okay, it's this line, midpoint to midpoint, right click, okay. Now, once our figure is fully constrained, I'm going to slide, and I'm going to start giving some dimensions. So we're going to skip all the way to um, this figure. And I'm going to start applying some dimensions. So if you see here, the dimension on the bottom is 100, but we need to make sure that we change the units to the metric system, and the way to do it is you're going to go to Tools, Document Settings, Units, and then change this one to millimeters. So click OK. And then I'm going to start dimensioning. I'm going to dimension this one to be 100. So since it was considerably larger, of course, our shape kind of changed a little bit. But the good thing with constraints is that even if we change that dimension, everything else changes too. So the other dimension that we need to add is this one, is 15. So I'm going to select this one. I'm going to put 15. And since we already applied constraints to the sketch, it changes these two at the same time. Okay. Another dimension that we have to add is this one. So that one will change it to 20. And then we also have this one. So at the end, they tell us to change it instead of 45 to 100 millimeters. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say this one, the height, the total height to be 100. And this one is supposed to be 70. Now our sketch is almost done. We need to add these circles. So the way is on the picture, we need to add 2 circles with a diameter of 5 millimeters. So I'm going to get closer. I'm going to exit this mode, and I'm going to go to insert a circle. And I want to make sure that I insert it right here, not here. When we follow this path, it will show you a dotted line. So I'm going to click here, and I'm going to type a number 5 because that's the actual dimension. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I click. Doesn't really matter where. And the reason why is because we're going to apply a constraint, the tangent constraint. So I'm going to click on tangent. I want this circle to be tangent to my construction line, and this other circle tangent to this line. As you can see, our sketch is fully constrained. So I'm going to click Finish Sketch. And I'm going to extrude. The instruction said, if I scroll down, is finish the sketch and extrude the profile 5 millimeters, omitting the circles. So we're not going to extrude the circle, so I'm going to change this one to 5 millimeters. I'm going to select this profile and click OK. If you want to change the color of your extrusion, you highlight, and then you're going to go, let me make it bigger. You go here, you click on this, or you can also click here. Click here, and then you select the color that you want. So I wanted kind of green. I'm going to select, adjust, click here. You can select any other color of your desire is fine, and click OK, and we are done. So when you finish, please make sure that you call me so I can go and grade it in your station. Thank you.